listening to Joshua Cook of truthymedia.com.
This is Joshua Cook with truthymedia.com, and I have on the phone with me Sam Andrew, who's an Oath Keeper, and he's in Ferguson right now. Sam, thank you so much for your time today. Tell us what's going on with Ferguson right now.
Well, let's talk about the myths. The myths are that Oath Keepers are probably racist. That's totally not true. We have people from all different races on our team, on our security team, and that's not true. We're not racist. We wouldn't tolerate anyone in our organization that is a racist. If we found out someone was a racist, we would kick them out of the organization. So that should dispel myth number one. The second myth is that the police are doing the right thing. The truth of the matter is, Chief John Belmer of the St. Louis County Police has been breaking our state laws, threatening to disarm people, violating people's rights. They've been breaking Missouri Revised Statute 44.101. I would encourage everyone to look it up for themselves. It prevents the police or any government official from disarming anyone during a state of emergency. Yet Belmer continues to threaten to do that and continues to try and intimidate anyone who's armed. The third myth is that we're out in Ferguson to hurt people, and that's exactly the opposite from the truth. We're there to protect people. We've been guarding African American people, Asian people, white people, people in mixed marriages, Korean people, Chinese people. I mean, it's just ridiculous that the media continues to try and put forth this lie that we're racist and white supremacists. That's not true at all. As a matter of fact, last Thanksgiving, we had an Italian American, we had a Lebanese person, we had an African American, we had a Hispanic gal, we had a Hispanic man, we had a German man, a Scottish man, an English man. I mean, these are the people that make up Oath Keepers. We're a cross-section of America. We're made up of people of all races, all political persuasions. And the common thing that bonds we the people, which happens to be the Oath Keepers and the U.S. citizens, is that we believe that everybody should play by the same set of rules and follow our laws instead of having our politicians and our policemen and our government officials continually break our laws.
Well, let me ask you this. Now, is there some type of message from the Department of Justice to not stop the rioters that are throwing Molotov cocktails? You know, what's going on with you? And you talked about the chief of police. You know, why are they not? What's going on with that? Because I've heard other interviews.
I have heard from highway patrolmen, from sergeants, from regular patrolmen, from lieutenants, from captains, from chiefs of local smaller departments. I've heard from all these different entities that the Department of Justice came in and ordered the police to not arrest the looters and the arsonists, to not arrest the arsonists, if you can believe that. And what they did was they told them, you will not arrest these people. And gave them a direct order to not do the job that the taxpayers paid them to do. Instead, they've attacked innocent protesters, they've attacked Oath Keepers, they've attacked reporters, they fired rubber bullets, tear gas, made threats to disarm us, threatened to arrest us, falsely come on private property and give us an illegal order to disperse when no one's breaking the law. They have broken so many laws with this Department of Justice directives. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I know last year we reported at truthymedia.com, you know, they were even called you guys domestic terrorists, which is it's a terrible accusation because you guys are just trying to defend the Constitution and try to protect private property rights. So you guys are also trying to protect journalists because, you know, I remember last year a lot of journalists, man, they were attacked. I mean, they were attacked.
We just had a journalist from the St. Louis Post-Dispatch attacked and beaten up and put in a hospital on Sunday night. And that's why we agreed to offer help to some other journalists that didn't have any protection when they flew in last night. And we're going to go back and try and protect those same journalists tonight. under threat of death from some of these more radical organizations and under threat of arrest and disarmament from the St. Louis County Police by their unconstitutional crooked chief.
And let's just dispel another myth. You guys are not being paid to do this. This is something that is voluntary, that you guys believe that it is your right as an American to protect the Constitution. Is that correct?
Let me tell you, it's our duty to protect our fellow citizens. It doesn't matter what skin color they have. It doesn't matter how rich they are, how much money they have. They have a right to be protected. And this government has abrogated its responsibility to protect the people. And we stepped in because the government failed to do what they were supposed to do. If they had done their job, we would never have needed to even set foot in Ferguson.
What does it look like right now in Ferguson?
People are angry. The police are angry. They've been throwing frozen bottles and bricks at the policemen. There was a lot of shooting on Sunday night. There are different factions of people in Ferguson shooting at each other, and then the police respond, and then those that don't run away fast enough are shooting at the police. One of those young boys, 18 years old, was tracked down and fired on the police, and then the policeman returned fire and put him in critical condition. He's in the hospital. And so this incompetence by Chief Belmer has allowed this violence to go on and on and on and on.
Do you think Belmer should just step down? Is that what you're saying? It seems like he's not really,
Honestly, I can't believe that Nixon is still governor, and I cannot believe that Belmer is still the chief of police of St. Louis County.
Wow. Yeah, it sounds chaotic. How does the community, how do they receive you? I mean, because last year you guys were really, a lot of the property owners really appreciated what you provided for them, the security that you provided for them. What are the people in the community? I'm not talking about what the media is saying about you, but what about the actual community? How are they viewing? Are they welcoming you back to the community?
The community loves us. When we showed up last night, people came out of the crowds to hug us and say, "Hey, how are you guys doing? It's great to see you. We're so glad you're back. We feel so much safer when you're here." And even people that didn't know us came and stood by us because they said, "We feel safer with you guys here." And it's been nothing but positive reaction from the community. On the other hand, the Highway Patrol and St. Louis County Police have lied to the protesters and tried to spread rumors saying we're the KKK.
So what would you say to the protesters that read this article, that are going to read this article and listen to this podcast? What would you say to the protesters right now?
First thing I would say is Black Lives Matter. The second thing I would say is the Oath Keepers are there to protect your rights. We care about you. Regardless of all the lies that the media and some other instigators have tried to propagate, Black Lives Matter, we care about you, we love you, and we are there to protect you, period, dot.
You guys are doing this because you love America. You love the Constitution. You love property rights.
But more than that, we love the people of Ferguson, and they deserve to be protected, and the St. Louis County Police is not doing the job.
How many people Oath Keepers are on the ground right now in Ferguson?
Well, we don't give that number out, but it's a lot that you can see from the video and the pictures, I'll tell you that.
Gotcha, but you're talking volunteers from across the country.
Yes, we have volunteers from all over that come and have served in Ferguson and probably will continue to serve as long as Belmer's chief and nobody ever gets a resolution to these issues.
Yeah. Well, hey, look, we're going to follow this closely. I know Ben Swan covered Ferguson last year, and we're definitely going to, our eyes are on Ferguson. I appreciate so much what you do. Love to follow up with you.
Well, you pray for us because we're going to need it tonight. We've had a lot of death threats all day, so everybody's just a little bit on edge, and we're going to go up there and do what we did last night and shake people's hands and respect them and tell them we care about them and teach them about their rights. And, a lot of them asked us last night, "What kind of gun is that?" And we looked at them in all sincerity and said, "That's the kind of gun you should be carrying, because if you were carrying a gun like this, they couldn't stomp on your rights like they do."